So I'm getting really fucking weird in my old age. Like really cracking it up about 4 or 5 notches. I don't feel like I really have to hide it anymore, you know, like when I was younger, about 9 years old, I did the math. And my birthday in late September is exactly 9 months after Christmas. So I thought about it for a minute or two, and I'm like, holy shit, Santa is my father. Right? Which makes me Bastard Claus. I'm Bastard Claus. And I was kind of into this. I was like, holy shit, this all makes sense all of a sudden. My parents, for years, they're getting me to write this guy every December, telling him shit that I need, kind of like child support, right? And I'm like, wow. And I got a little shaky with that after a while. My buddies were like, dude, Santa's not your dad. And I'm like, no man, I'm telling you. And I had a pretty good run here in December. I got into, you know, the Christmas spirit, kind of. And then January is always like major depression. Suicidal half the fucking month. Feeling like, you know, it's over. My time of the year is done. I'm wrapped up. And I got to the point where I was looking at these, I don't know what you want to call it, psychological explorations, I guess. About a year and a half ago, I figured out things were weird in my childhood, and there was like, I was adopted, things weren't very kosher when I was hospitalized for the first 8 months of my life, and had to deal with some birth trauma. This is all happy shit, by the way, like you should be laughing. So it turns out, for real, I'm a multiple personality. Is there any multiple personalities here tonight? Yeah, right on, right on. After the show, we'll get together. The thing is, depending on how things go, sometimes I crawl off the stage and I'm in this little autistic fucking shell for a couple hours. So if I don't come over and say hi, just come grab me and tap me on the shoulder. Yeah, we'll talk. And I get this weird feeling sometimes where, you know, people are aware of what's going on in my life. Like, it's almost borderline schizophrenic, where you feel like, fuck man, somebody's watching me. And they are watching me, right? They're like, so now what do you do? Are you gonna eat the last of the ice cream, or are you gonna wait until, you know, it's my turn, kind of thing, right? So it's a weird life. It's an interesting kind of gig. I'm adjusting to it in my old age. I was seeing a woman for a while, and she didn't adjust to it very well. She found it kind of like disturbing, and not horribly disturbing, just disturbing enough that, you know, started talking about polyamory and stuff, and saying, you know, there's a couple of other people here that like you, but they also like that chick over there. And I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. She wasn't into it. It makes sense, right? You're dating one person, and all of a sudden there's 7 of the fucking guys. So my multiple personality stuff, kind of shaky, kind of like getting used to it, but not really. Like in certain aspects, my life is falling apart, and making jokes about it sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Like tonight, kind of fucking scraping, right? No, it's okay. I'm figuring out how to live with this, and coming up here on stage and talking to you guys about it helps, right? It doesn't necessarily beat therapy, but it's kind of like quite a bit cheaper. And I wind up with this idea that it's okay, right? I'm figuring out that I can live with this, and I've got a decent kind of like, not really great handle on it, but I've got a, you know, mildly psychotic episode every couple of weeks. Better than what used to turn out to be like majorly psychotic once or twice a month, right? And I figure it's okay. I've got a couple of women inside. They're just PMSing. It's okay. I mean, it's beautiful. I feel like I don't want to blame stuff on the women, but we do, right? I mean, if you've got a woman around and you're crazy, and people are like, "What the fuck was that?" Oh, patience. Right? She's a fucking wildcat. She's a little bit she's a maniac. And I really kind of get off. I really actually like my little people. I got a 9-year-old. This is a bummer for the 9-year-old, okay? He thinks he's been, like, his whole life he's been Austin Powers. Hey, babies, what's going on, right? And this Me Too stuff's come along lately, and he's like, holy shit, none of this shit works anymore. So he's scraping. He's trying to adjust. He's trying to figure out a new shtick in his life. So yeah, thanks for hanging with me here, guys. It's cool. Our host Danny is coming back up here. These guys running the show tonight. In the bar, Mateo. Yeah, good to see you guys. Good job, Mark.
There you go, Mark. You guys are still, oh, you guys are leaving. It's